Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Transform Your Life podcast. I'm very excited today because today I'm celebrating 9 years in business. 9 years ago, I decided to randomly put a post up on Instagram or on Facebook, rather, and it turned into a business. And so I'm wildly excited to be sharing this podcast episode with you because however many years ago, I also decided to start a podcast. It wasn't 9 years ago, but I feel like I've been doing it a while. There's so many things that I've learned over the years. And so today I thought I would bring to you 9 things that I've learned in business, 9 lessons that I've learned that might help you in your life as well. These are in no particular order. I just tried to think about the things that came up top of mind. And so I hope that they'll be helpful for you. I hope that maybe they'll find insight for you. If you're currently in business, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you're just landed on this episode and you're like, well, I might as well listen to this, then you've come to the right place. First of all, I want to say thank you all so much for your support, your love, being here, listening. It means the world to me. If you've been a customer, a client, a listener, a supporter of any way, I'm super grateful for your support because otherwise this business would not exist without you. I started prior to starting my home organizing business. I was a personal support worker and a DSW developmental service worker. And I realized that with the timing, with the hours that were required and the pay that they were given, I didn't have enough left over to really support my son as a single mom when I was young. I think I was 22 maybe when I started my business. I'm not very good at math about that. Yeah, I'm 32 now, so maybe 23. Anyways, regardless of my non-mathematics skills, I was young and I was a single mom and I was trying to figure out how to give my son the best life. If I was sick, if he was sick, I didn't want the hurdles of having to call in sick and all of that. If we wanted to go on vacation, etc. Now, these aren't always the best reasons to be self-employed. In fact, they're very very surface level reasons. But those were the reasons that some of the reasons as to why I decided to become an entrepreneur because I wanted to be available for my son. That was a huge value of mine. And I wanted to be unapologetic if I was sick, if I needed a mental health day, and I just couldn't show up. Now, the world is changing in the way that is a little more supportive when people are having mental health struggles, but it wasn't as much when I was working, especially in the field that I was in. And so I was struggling. Anyways, needless to say, I decided to give myself 1 month to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life. And that's a pretty hard question to ask yourself if you have no freaking clue. So what I teach now is the power of surrender and letting go to let in, let all expectations, all thoughts, all ideas, all the shoulds and the what ifs and whatever else that comes to you, just let it all go and allow for space of silence to let in the answers that are meant for you. And so that's now what I live by. And that's what I did in the moment back then when I realized that I was going to start a business. Now, when I posted on Facebook, does anyone want help decluttering and organizing their home? I had no idea what that was going to lead to, but it led to my first customer. And I was wildly excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be rich. I was like, I'm getting paid $25 an hour. This is crazy. Now I have since then upped my rates quite substantially over the years, getting my clients really incredible results. And there's so much that has changed over the years. So much that has remained the same, but so much that has changed as well. I've gone on to creating vision board workshops, both in person and virtually. I have my Surrender Method program, which is helping people declutter from the inside out, letting go to let in, learning the life of surrender so that they can really truly live the life that they desire and deserve, while letting go of the things that are not serving them anymore. And so that's my signature program. I also do one-to-one virtual coaching and still in-person decluttering organizing. I offer talks and workshops and master classes and all of the things because everything in relation to clutter, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, is something that I'm insanely passionate about because I know what it costs you to have it in your life and the benefit of letting it go. It's life-changing, and I will continue to do this for as long as as long as I can see because I love it so much. And so I just want to thank you all so much for being here, for listening to the podcast, for watching the video if you're watching the video, and just for being a supporter. If you feel inspired to do so, it would mean the world to me if you left a review. If you've been following for however long, let me know how long you have been following my journey for, if I've helped you in any way, if we've met, what that experience was like. Hopefully it was good. Otherwise just don't leave a review. I'm just kidding. Honest reviews are obviously very important. So let's just dive into the list of the 9 lessons in 9 years. So number 1 is you don't have to have it all figured out to start. I oftentimes say, just start. A lot of people will say, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. There's so many things. There's so many ideas. I just don't know what to do. And I say, just start. It doesn't matter. Trust me. You don't know the amount of stuff that you don't know right now. For anything that you are wanting to start or begin, you just don't know what you don't know right now. And trust me, it's going to become a lot more once you dive in. So the beauty of it is when you don't really know what you don't know and you just get started, it's like, oh, okay, I can build on this momentum. And then, wow, that you open up the can of worms is like, holy smokes, that's a lot. But you don't want to think about all that stuff before you begin, because then you're never going to begin. I have learned how to do so much stuff as a solopreneur, doing the 2 businesses. Well, I guess it's kind of merged as one. Being a solo parent for the majority of the time, there's a lot that you have to learn how to do and that you get to learn how to do. If you are told all of the things that you're going to have to learn as an entrepreneur, you probably would not start because it's overwhelming. It's a lot to know. And so my advice is to just start. Just get started. I was very naive. I had no idea what I was doing, and that was great because I literally just put up a post on Facebook. Hey, does anyone want help decluttering and organizing their home? I got my first paid client and I started a business. Sometimes I feel like I still don't know what I'm doing. But there's still so much that I don't know. And so that's what I would say. Just start with whatever you're doing, whether it's a new sport. I wanted to get into road biking, and I decided to look into it. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much to know about this. I didn't just start. I didn't just go out and buy a bike and start biking. I researched it and I was like, oh my gosh, I had to learn how to fix a bike tire. And regardless, there's so much that I dove into. It completely discouraged me, and I decided not to do it. So if you end up doing that, if you end up going so far down the rabbit hole into the thing that you want to start, you may never start. So just start, okay? And ask for help along the way. Entrepreneurship or doing something that you're deciding to begin can feel lonely. It does get lonely. I'm very lucky to have chosen to surround myself with other entrepreneurs, but I'm not with them every day. I have lots of them on texting that we're in support with each other every single day. You want to find people who are going to uplift you, not bring you down. You want to find people that are positive and see the bright side of things, because it can be a very dark, lonely place. And you want people who are better than you so you could see where you can go versus where you might have to go if this all fails. I hope that makes sense. Put yourself out there. Ask for help. Ask questions. Ask people, what do you want? Ask people if they want what you have. And if you don't even know what you have, just offer whatever you want to start doing. If you want to start, helping people with their business, well, of course you want to learn how to build a business at first. But if you're really good with dogs and you want to help people train their dogs and you don't know the specific way to do it, but you've been able to successfully do it for yourself and other people, then just say, hey, does anyone want my help training your dog? It's really that simple. If you have a skill and you want to help, then ask anybody if they want your help doing that very thing. Odds are at least one person is going to say yes. And it might surprise you that more than one will come out of the woodworks and say, oh my gosh, where have you been my whole life? I need you. How can I pay you? Here's my money. Thank you. It's so fun. So that's number 1, just start. Okay, you don't have to have it all figured out. Just start. Number 2 is you have to be stronger than the voice in your head that's telling you to give up. Okay? You have to be stronger than the voice in your head that's telling you to give up. That voice in your head is not there because it doesn't love you. That voice is there because it does. The voice in your head that's telling you to stop, don't do this, stay safe, play small, be quiet, do what's comfortable, is a voice that is keeping you alive. Thank you, voice, for keeping me alive, but the system and the software that you are operating from is outdated. I see where we can go. I'm getting these downloads. I'm getting the intuitive nudges. If you believe in God, God is telling me where I'm meant to go. I know what's possible for me. I can see it. I know how capable, worthy, and deserving I am of this, and therefore this is what I'm going to pursue. You have to update the software that's in your mind and somatically in your body so that it feels safe to move forward. Do not let the voice in your head deter you or stop you or make you stop doing the very thing that you know is meant for you, because it will try, and it's very good. Okay? I've thought about giving up so many times. I've thought about it so many times when my bank account hits zero. Let me tell you, it's hit zero many, many times. The times where I felt frustrated and defeated because my clients kept canceling. The times where I felt super embarrassed because I kept changing my mind when I talk about what I'm offering. That voice in your head wants to keep you safe. I feel like I haven't failed yet because I haven't given up. Maybe I'm stubborn. Maybe I should have given up by now. Maybe I should have failed by now, but I choose not to give up. And I'm doing all right. I go on trips, I have fun, I help people, I learn every day. I'm a kind person and I keep the lights and the heat on in my house. My kid is alive, well, and healthy and happy. I feel like I've won the lottery. Now, is there more that I could have and achieve and receive and give? 100%. But for now, I'm good. I'm good. 9 years in business, I'm doing great. Have I reached millions of dollars yet? No, I have not. And I won't pretend like I have on the internet. In fact, sometimes, like I said, my bank account goes to zero and it's freaking terrifying because I'm like, how am I going to pay rent this month? And some people will say, wow, Cass, you should get a job. Why are you doing this? You should stop doing your business and go get a job. What is a job going to do for me? I have an ADHD hyperactive brain. It's just not going to work out for me. I'm going to dig my heels even deeper. I'm going to pull up my leg straps or boot straps. No, that doesn't work. Pant legs. This is why I don't have a job, because my brain, I have too much fun doing this. Sometimes, actually every time, the person is built in the moments of struggle. If you don't experience pain or struggle, how are you supposed to become better? How are you supposed to learn how to pull yourself out of the hole? You can't. You need to face these challenges to become the person that you're meant to be, so you're even stronger to face the next challenges at the next level that you're trying to pursue. I reach rock bottom time and time again because there are lessons for me to learn that are required for me to be equipped to reach the next level that I'm pursuing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to reach them. So I'm fine. I'm fine. That's not fine in the moment, but I am fine when I hit those moments of darkness and rock bottom, because there's really nowhere else to go when you hit rock bottom. You're at the bottom. The only way up is up. You got to get up, stand up, move forward. You could stay down, but what's the point? Time is going to continue to keep passing on anyways. So tip number 2, be stronger than the voice in your head that's telling you to give up. Tip number 3, don't be afraid to pivot. If you feel like so many people are watching you and you want to change your mind, you're like, but everyone knows me as XYZ. Who cares? Pivot. Change direction. Don't do it so much that you can never establish a title for yourself, or that you're never able to actually get people results, or you're never actually able to make enough money to live. But don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid when your intuition says, hey, try this, that you ignore it. Your intuition is speaking to you. God, if you believe, is speaking to you. And if it's saying, go do this thing, pivot, change, take this opportunity, then you got to listen. That's your life's calling. If you ignore it, you will feel unfulfilled. You will feel like, I feel like there's more. I feel like this isn't it. And it's probably true. If you feel like this isn't it, that's probably true. There's something that you're being called towards, and you'd be doing yourself and the people who are supposed to benefit from you a disservice by not pivoting. Okay? Number 3, don't be afraid to pivot. Number 4 is surrender to the nudges your intuition is giving you. They are clues. Taking moments of silence, taking moments of meditation, taking moments of shutting out the world, all of the sounds is so important to being able to hear and reconnect with your intuition. So often we are afraid. So often we are afraid of what might come through to us in those moments of silence. So we fill the void with sound and scrolling and eating and addictions and all of the things, and we never sit and stop to be quiet. In the quiet, in the moment of stillness, is where your intuition is. God is going to speak to you and give you the answers and the clues to your path, to your future. I don't think we're ever really given every step that we are supposed to take forward in our life. We're given glimpses in the form of vision, which I think are memories of the future being shown to us backwards. You may not believe that. That's fine. But we're never shown every single step. We're shown the next one. And it comes in the moments of silence and stillness, in the moments of surrender and letting go and asking for help, asking for support, asking for the answers, but not from other people external to you, but to yourself. Something that I used to do was outsource my intuition. That was the worst mistake I made. And I won't say mistake in that I regret it, but it was definitely a good lesson to learn to not outsource my intuition to anybody other than myself. If you don't ever take a moment to connect with yourself on that level so that you can actually ask yourself the question and receive the answer, you're never going to receive the true answer. No one knows the truth, your truth. So that's number 4. Surrender to the nudges your intuition is giving you. They are clues to your future, to your destiny, to your life's purpose, to your path. Number 5 is ask people for advice from those who have done it, not ones that will never do what you're attempting to do. This one is huge and I'm still learning. If you are looking for financial advice, don't ask a poor person. If you're looking for relationship advice, don't ask someone who has never been in a relationship, never been married, or has been married but divorced a couple times. If you're looking for business advice, ask someone who is better than you, who you aspire to become like, who has done the things, not someone who never aspires to have a business at all. If you're asking those people, you're going to get the answers that maybe the fear part of you is looking to have the answers of as a confirmation bias. If you ask someone who has never been in business before and they work a 9-to-5 job and they've never learned anything about business and you ask them, should I start this business? Odds are they're going to say no. And then what are you going to do with that information? Are you going to say, okay? No, you might be confused. You might go and search the answers from other people. Go and ask, go and talk to people who have already done what you're hoping to do. If you're trying to get fit, don't ask someone who has never worked out a day in their life. If you're trying to be financially illiterate, whatever. If you're trying to be wealthy and successful in your finances, ask someone who is doing it. Okay? Ask the experts in the field. Just because your mom or best friend or your sister or your neighbor you've known a long time doesn't mean that they have the answers for the things that you're seeking. Grow your network. Grow your network of people who have already done things, okay? I'm telling you this because this is what I've learned. This is a lesson I've learned and I'm passing it on to you. I'm still learning this lesson. And each time when I feel tempted to ask somebody that is close to me a question that they've never actually gone through, I stop and ask myself, why am I doing this again? We said we wouldn't do this anymore. And then I stop and I pause. And in that moment, I have a choice. Do I continue to still ask that question or do I learn from my mistake or lesson rather, from the past. If you continue to do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. We're always shown in the moments of pause when we choose to listen to our intuition, when it's like, we said we weren't going to do this anymore. If you're given the opportunity to either continue to take the action that got you the same results that you no longer want, or you can pivot and make a change. Number 6 is stay on top of your bookkeeping and learn about taxes. This was definitely a lesson I learned for sure, that I continue to learn as a business owner. One that I feel like should be a prerequisite to ever registering for a business license. I feel like you should have to take a course and show proof that you took a course before you can even get a business license. Should it have to be a really challenging course? No, I think you should be able to do it pretty quickly. But it should tell you every single thing that you have to do in order to be successful when it comes to money and taxes in your business. Oh my gosh, it is one of the most, for me, because, finances, and I just never learned that because they don't really teach this stuff in school. And because math was difficult for me, I never pursued it beyond what I had to. Taxes and making money, saving money, investing money, putting things aside, it really threw me for a loop. I'll admit that. And so if you're ever, in anything in life, finances is so important to learn about. So much so that it's important to even obviously teach our kids as well, way before they could even be able to make money on their own. They should be learning about it, which I wish I had learned, and which I now teach my son as I learn. But needless to say, that is definitely something that I learned, is to learn more about making money, saving money, putting money aside, investing it, and taxes. That's definitely number 6. Number 7. You might hear this being thrown around often, that you need to spend money to make money. Okay. Number 7 is, I don't think that you need to spend money to make money. Website, software, the best equipment, having all the best stuff before you get started. It's a myth. You don't need to have all of the best stuff in order to get started. Like I said, you just have to start. Use your knowledge for now. You don't need to create anything specifically. I was under the impression that I always had to have the best in order to be the best. That's false. Even in university, I could have bought used books, but I decided to buy brand new books because I thought it would increase I thought it would make my experience better in university. I thought, having the crisp, clean, nice papers would give me a better experience. It's all a lie. Not a lie, but it's not necessary. You don't have to spend money to make money. Get the stuff used. Don't buy it at all. Use what you already have. Wait and see if you really, truly need it. So that's what that's a lesson that I definitely learned, and something that I'm still continuing to learn, just because it would be nice to have, just because you want something new and fancy to feel good and important, and like you're enough and capable of doing this thing, doesn't mean that you have to have it. You can do most things from your phone. You don't need a fancy camera, webcam, etc., fancy microphone to get the point across. If, let's say, you're wanting to start filming videos and all of that. I did it, been there, done that, still learning the lessons. But your bank account will thank you. Number 8 is confidence and clarity comes from taking action. Okay. It doesn't come first. You don't have the confidence and then you take action. The clarity and then you take action. You do things, and then the more you do them, the more you gain the confidence because you've done them enough. And the clarity comes by doing things and realizing, oh, I like this, or oh, I really don't like this. If you just sit and you never move and you never do anything, your confidence and your clarity can never grow. Unless, I guess, you're sitting there all day, every day, just visualizing the best case scenario, but you'll never feel ready because you never actually went out and did the thing. You gotta take action. Action. Then confidence and clarity will come after that. I learned so much. Podcasts every single day, and I still do. Read so many books, listened to so many webinars and master classes and trainings, and I've been to so many events, and there's so much information. If you don't apply the things and you don't put in the reps, then you're not going to learn what you're learning. As you start to build the confidence and the clarity around what it is that you want, you will notice that you will automatically make pivots and make shifts in whatever it is that you're doing. And if you decide that you change your mind and you want to do something else, that is okay. That's great. That's fantastic because it means that you're trying something new. You're putting yourself out there. You're taking risks. You're betting on yourself. You're trying different things. And it's giving you the opportunity and the chance to be the person that you're meant to be. If you don't ever try anything, how are you supposed to know? Allow yourself to try things, build the confidence, gain the clarity, and pivot as needed. And if anyone is ever like, oh, you used to do this thing and now you do this thing and now you do that thing. Okay. And do you want a medal for noticing? Like, I don't understand. Yes, I was doing those things and I'm still doing certain things and I'm no longer doing certain things. Give yourself the grace to change. And you don't have to be sassy in the way that I just did it, of course. Sometimes that part of me can come out. However, I wouldn't really probably ever necessarily talk to someone in that way. It might just be my internal dialogue, like, okay. And probably even more just so towards myself, like, girl, you've pivoted a lot. What are people gonna think? And that just goes to show that, or it doesn't go to show, but you're gonna think that people are looking at you and paying attention and thinking these things. In reality, it's probably just yourself thinking the things. So be kind to yourself, be humble. Know that the more you put yourself out there, the more you're going to learn about yourself and the world around you and the opportunities that are available to you. And you're going to pivot, and that is fan-freaking-tastic. Great job. Okay. So just go for it. Confidence doesn't come first, it comes from taking action. Number 9. Lesson number 9 is to bet on yourself. Bet on yourself, okay? No one else is going to do it for you. You might have some people in your life that are super supportive, that are cheering you on from the sidelines, but it's not always that you're going to have someone from the very beginning all the way through, all the way to the end, whenever it is, whenever the end is. You have to be that person who's cheering you on every single day from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, and through the hard times, through the good times. Don't seek that validation and celebration from other people because you might not get it, and especially in the moments that you want to have it. Bet on yourself, celebrate yourself. Know it's going to be shaky. Okay, know it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have moments that you're going to question everything. You're going to have moments that you're going to be like, is this worth it? Is it working? Are we getting anywhere? What is the point of all this? But let me tell you, that happens for everybody in any area of their life. People are always going to have those moments of questioning, whether it's in entrepreneurship, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a job or a 9-to-5, whether it's even in a health routine. Is this working? Is it worth it? This is hard work. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's because we're being challenged beyond the point of comfort. So every time you're moving past a point that you know to be comfortable, those things are going to come up because that voice in your head is trying to keep you safe. Cheer yourself on. Celebrate milestones and your progress. Don't wait until you're 10 years in business to look back and say, wow, I've come a long way. Celebrate yourself often. I like to give myself pats on the back. Great job, Cass. I like to outwardly say my celebrations because no one, unless someone is keeping track of my business celebrations, noticing when I post about them, or even just putting, let's say, today's date in their calendar to know that next year to come and celebrate my business anniversary, whatever it is, odds are nobody's doing that except for you. And hopefully at the bare minimum, you are doing it for yourself. If you want to be celebrated in a certain way, maybe you want flowers or balloons to celebrate you or a cake, congratulations. And you know that someone isn't going to do that for you, then go do that for you. You don't have to sit there and be disappointed that nobody did that for you. It's great if somebody does. It's awesome. That's exciting. And in fact, sometimes I wish I did have that. However, I don't. Right now anyways, or yet. Maybe one day. So I celebrate those things for myself. I get good jobs and congratulations and things like that from people, and I'm very, very grateful. If I want something more than that, I'll go and celebrate myself. I have had friends in the past who have done really, really nice things, and I'm grateful for them and family members. So, all that to say, celebrate yourself, bet on yourself, because some people are going to say, "Are you sure this is worth it? Are you sure you want to do this?" Even had people say, "Come back down to planet Earth and get a real job." Well, I'm not going to do that because this is a job. This is just a job that I created, not someone else created. Isn't it the same thing? Just because I'm working a job that I created, isn't the same thing as working for a job that somebody else created? I don't understand the difference. Obviously, logically, I do, but we're all working. We're all working towards something, whether it's for this person or that person, this organization or that organization. I just so happen to be working for myself, and it's amazing. I have some bonuses, 2 bonuses here. I know I said I'd give you 9 lessons in 9 years of business, but I do like bonuses. So bonus number 1 is that you too deserve a seat at the table. You too deserve a spot at the event that you want to go. I have in the past had so much imposter syndrome that even when I would look on social media at events and things like that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can never sit there. I can never be at that event. I can never sit at that table. How do you ever expect to get there if you don't feel worthy and deserving and capable of being there? You deserve a spot at the table. Start visualizing where you want to be in the life that you want to have before it even happens so that you can wire your body for success and comfortability when you do get to that point. You do deserve to be there. Start rehearsing it. Start being grateful as if it's already yours, if that's something that you aspire to be and do and have. Okay? Bonus number 2, and I think this is above all the most important, is to give thanks. Send letters, send cards, send texts, send emails, give phone calls of gratitude to everybody who has helped you along the way. To loved ones and family members and staff and employees and clients and customers and random strangers and your neighbors and whoever it is that has helped you and supported you and cheered you on along the way, helped you pick up the pieces, helped you given you clarity or direction or wisdom or inspiration or a pat on the back. Whatever it is, give thanks. Give thanks every single day. If you can thank one person in your life every single day, that's a lot of thanks that you will have given. I'm a big fan of giving out handwritten notes, handwritten letters. I love doing that. Who doesn't love receiving something like that as well? So that's my 9 lessons in 9 years of business plus the 2 bonuses. You deserve a spot at the table, and always give thanks, because the more that you are grateful for, the more you will have to be grateful for. So, my friends, I hope that you found, I don't know, value in this episode. I want to thank you for being here along for the journey. Um, Send me a message if you've been following along, for how long, if you've ever learned anything from me, if you ever gotten value from me, if I was able to ever help you in some way. I would love to hear you and hear from you, not hear you, but same thing. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. Again, this wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sending you so much love. And I guess I will see you next week on the Transform Your Life podcast. Okay, bye.